So Shay, let's switch gears a little bit and talk about how Colorado stacks up with parenting time, and specifically how much custody time does dad get? And because custody exchange, you guys did a study in 2018 about Colorado compared to other states with what courts generally do when parenting time becomes a disputed issue or custody is at issue. So what were those findings in 2018?
Yes. So definitely we have to keep in mind that this was 2018. But the trend overall for many years now has been moving more and more towards equal parenting time. Um, Years ago, mothers tended to get more of the parenting time, but now we're certainly moving more towards equal. And some states are actually having a presumption that unless there's a reason not to award shared custody and 50-50 time, that's what they'll default to. Um, 40% of states we found at least aim to give equal parenting time. So it might not be a presumption, but it might be more of an encouragement. Um, but the remaining states haven't gone that far yet, but they are still, in general, moving towards equal parenting time. And in Colorado, we found that by and large, a 50-50 percentage of parenting time is becoming the norm.
I think, and we had a blog post a couple of years ago because I think the American Bar Association had conducted a similar study, but Colorado was at the forefront of the states that there was most cases resulted in equal parenting time, and that was compared to, for example, Tennessee. I think was in our blog post, and you can see it on the screen. Tennessee, it was a 21.8%, which is one of the lowest states, and we're talking about percentages of time with dad in particular. And then you look at across the board, Oklahoma 22.4%, Texas. There's a lot of Texans that, in particular, have moved to the mountains. There's a 33% uh, rate for fathers. California, another big source of people coming to Colorado from California. There's a 30 that actually was very surprising to me, 32.8%. I know that some of the things that you guys looked at in 2018 were in terms of kind of politics or cultural aspects. We won't get into those, but I think it is something that when people hear Amy and me talk about, well, Colorado is equal parenting time, and there is no presumption. It's something you reference. There are states where there is a presumption of equal parenting time. Colorado, there's been proposals in the legislature based on what other states are doing, but as of yet, that presumption has not been codified into law. We have a series of how-to episodes at Divorce at Altitude on how courts go through an analysis on parenting time, specifically with the best interests of the children with 1410-124, which is the statute. But the general trend, and this is again why I referenced in the earlier segment on guidance and why cases generally settle, is that is just the reality of what is happening in Colorado. Most cases are resulting in equal parenting. I think people, at least my observation anecdotally, is people are coming to me more and more and saying, we want it. We both agreed we want to get a divorce for a variety of reasons, and we have this hypothetical divorce story between Eric and Melanie Wolf, and it's just a natural step in their relationship of getting a divorce. But with that in mind, a lot of people like Eric and Melanie will come to me and say, we've already agreed to equal parenting time. And so then it's my job to kind of get through, okay, what does that mean? And that's where custody exchange really is helpful about going through the calendar and figuring out what it is that is going to work for them, whether it be a 225 or a 223, those various options. And then also, and this is where I think, and I want you to talk about kind of some of the features with custody exchange and where people can find out more information, is that I think it is so helpful to really have the overlay of the school schedule, summertime, the calendar and the holidays, because people can say, "I wanna do a week on and week off." And then we also have agreed that we're gonna trade off Thanksgiving. But then when you and that sounds nice, but the reality is that you can have a calendar showing, well, mom gets the week before Thanksgiving, and then it's her week of Thanksgiving, and then because they're alternating weeks, she then naturally gets the week after Thanksgiving. But that's not what they meant. And and you don't see some of those things. I mean, you can say, well, we're going to start it over after Thanksgiving and dad's going to get that week and we're going to start that over. But then what does that do for for winter break? And so that's where I find custody exchange to be such a valuable resource. So talk to me about what some of the features that you guys offer and where people can find more information about custody exchange if they've listened to this and they are going through a divorce and they want to find out more.
Yeah, so and as we're talking specifically about 50-50 time, I think one of the important things to keep in mind is that you're probably not going to actually have 50.0% one parent and 50.0% the other parent. It's more of an approximate. So you might have 49-51%. It's nearly impossible to split real life directly down the middle. But one of the things that custody exchange does is help you to actually get an exact percentage. And so you can go in and you can click through the different options. You can make up your own option if you want to use a schedule that isn't popular, that fits your family. And you can go on and you can try all this for free. Um, so you can look at 50-50 schedules, 60-40, 70-30, whatever you want, experiment. And then, like you said, once you start putting in, okay, here's the holiday schedule that we would like. Maybe we alternate. Maybe mom has certain holidays that are very important to her, and dad has ones that are important to him. You can also consider things like summer break, winter break. Take all that into consideration. Any family, every year you maybe have a 1 week trip here. Once you put that all in, custody exchange automatically calculates it for you and tells you how much time the child is spending with each parent. And what you can even do is take out things like time at school, because technically that's not really with either parent. Or if you want to go so far as taking out the time when the child's asleep, because that's not really quality time. There's a lot of options so that you can look at the different measurements and really find out, okay, I will be with my child this much. And then you can go and you can adjust it. If you say, oh, I love this schedule, but it's not as even as we would like. What if the other parent got more time over summer break? Then that might help to even it out, helps it make feel more fair. And it's really great for negotiating and considering different options.